Hello, how we doing? So, I'm going to do a video on this today. It's a Saturday afternoon. I've got a couple of hours until the Formula 1 comes on. And yeah, let's do something on this. Now, if you've watched the last video, you'll know that it's very rusty in some areas and there's some big holes around. And my plan is to drive this car as it is in stock form, but with just the good running gear. So I'm going to redo the brakes, slave cylinder. I have just ordered another slave cylinder, so it's on the way. And obviously we need to, well, do some more work to the car than just the brakes and the slave, because it's going to let a lot of water in. Mainly this is the big hole that I want to adjust and sort out. I'm not quite sure how to go about it. I think I'm gonna have to take the door card off. I'm hoping I can just like pull it off and not damage any of the cellophane, because I need to, what I'm basically planning on doing is getting a bit of rusty sheet metal, putting it on the inside, seeing if I could potentially like glue it behind there. I was planning on using pop rivets to hold it tight, but if I can make the shape from the outside of the door, then bring it to the inside, sort of push up underneath the trim with a bit of wood, it might just push against it, and then we can glue it like around here on the inside, and then we won't have any of these sort of areas with little aluminium pop rivets. Because I looked and I couldn't find any steel pop rivets. My plan was if I could get some steel pop rivets, they would rust, but you can't get steel pop rivets. You can get stainless steel, but not like steel. And of course, there's a couple of them that I want to sort out hole-wise, but obviously don't want to go too much. Mainly this one here. I'm then going to leave this and see how much water it lets in. I don't think it's going to let any in, because I think that just goes into the inner skin. So it will just rot the inner skin away, and the boot will just fall to bits, but doesn't matter. And if you're questioning why I'm about to do that, I'm not cutting it out and welding in a new section, simply because it would look terrible and it would ruin the look of the car and I'll be annoyed. This is also potentially one of the holes that I want to fix, not because it's a hole, but mainly because it's like bending down. Someone's like pushed on it like that. It's obviously pushed the front panel down, and it just looks rubbish. So if I can get a bit of metal behind that, like mimic this shape here, and then it should hold its strength and then push all this up like that. You get what I mean? That's the plan anyway. Sort that little pinhole out there as well. Don't want to get behind the headliner, because obviously the headliner in this thing is immaculate. Look at that thing. It is new. And this is one of those cars where the headliner is tucked underneath the rubber seals. So if I try and pull the headliner down, I've got to take the glass out, and it's just not happening. Not doing it. Let's make a start on this. Here we go. There's a door skin for a Mazda Luce, I think. Yeah, looks like it. Definitely the 1972 model as well. This is some like 0.9. I had some 0.6 over the road, which I was going to use. And the reason I wanted to use 0.6 was because it's more flexible. But if I can bend this to the right shape, that'd be sound. Because it's already rusty. This is all dirt. I'm going to brush this off because it might be a little darker. That's another thing. I want to make sure it's dark. This rust is like proper dark brown. Someone scratched that there, which is annoying, but yeah, it's like proper dark brown rust, and this is like close. Let me brush it off. That's good. That's like proper destroyed them. So it's like dirt, but it's also like really thick. Like seriously pitted down there. That's like the good area. looks like you can still see it's like bare metal, but that actually looks like it's part of the door. Just that bit there. Ah! See what I mean? And that'll only get worse if I leave it outside. Like, this is literally be sat in the back of the workshop, so it's not even like it's been out in the real world. First point of action is make a cardboard template from the outside, and then I don't want to take this trim off, but if I can get it so there's a lip on there. Yeah, there's a lip right on the back side of this trim, which you won't be able to see. You might be able to see. Anyway, the plan, push the metal up into that trim so it can't come out this way. So it can't come out that way. Sort of glue it around this edge here. I don't want to pull this trim off and like never be able to get it back on, because as you can see, it's part of the inner structure there. So we'll just get the metal to go up, push into the bottom of the door, and then, you know, as it's pushing off the top of the trim, push this middle area up against the outer skin. Hopefully it should stay there and stick, and then we'll never have a problem. This is not for factory fresh, sealed off forever, don't worry about it. This is so there's not a gaping hole when I'm being pulled over and the policeman is looking from here and he goes, oh, there's a big hole there. You should have an MOT on this car even though it's MOT exempt. So yeah, you got to save yourself in some situations like that, but yeah, let's make some cardboard. So yeah, this is actually better. I've just been looking at it, and this door, the previous owner already took this trim off, and he's wire brushing the rust to see if the metal was any good to spray, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, it's just annoying me because it just looks like completely different to the rest of it now. It just doesn't blend in. Obviously he did that bit as well. But if you ever see this in person, just know it wasn't me. Anyway, the edge I was talking about that I want the metal to go against is this edge here. So as you can see, it's gonna stop the metal popping out. So yeah, I'm just gonna use this door. It's the same contour as this door, like all the way along, it's the same shape. Make it off this, then I don't have to take this trim off. Take the door card off very carefully, put it behind, hopefully glue it. The closest I can get that metal to this shape is gonna make my life easier when putting it in here. So I basically need to put it directly over, and I don't want any like radius changes. It needs to be like exactly the same because I want it to be tight up against the skin. That makes sense? Makes sense. Not bad. Right, let's put that on there. I marked where that fold line's going to be, there and there. Obviously those cut lines are not going to be in sight because they're going to be under the inner skin, so don't have to worry about that. Let me fold it up. Like that. And then I just need to bend the rest of the shape by hand, basically. Nice. Nice. Well, that's a shape. That is a shape. Now it's obviously nearly, oh wow. Yeah, just put that on top. Done. Yeah, look, it doesn't even look bad, man. That blends in nicely. If some idiot didn't do this, I'd have been so much happier. Okay, right. Let's carefully take this door card off and try not to cry when we actually do rip the 50-year-old cellophane. Not gonna lie, I'm not looking forward to this. I don't want to take any of this off. You just got a screw holding this thing on. Door handle should come off in one piece. I assume I should need to unscrew that bit there. This is like a YouTube unboxing video. Literally unboxing this brand new car. Gonna leave the window up, obviously, because we want to get behind it. If the window was down, we wouldn't be able to get behind it. Genius design, by the way. Look at that. Every car of its era would have this piece and this piece as one piece, and this handle would snap off. But Mazda made that so this bit turns, and then if the handle snaps, you can just put a new handle on. Japanese. I think I just snapped it rather than undone it. I've just noticed there's an ashtray on the back of the seat, on the driver's seat. Can you imagine that? As you've bought your £1 million Mazda and you decide I'm going to smoke in the back and just ash on the driver's shoulder. Result, I'll show you in a sec. Considering the inside of this door is probably destroyed, these bolts are held on quite well. I'd love to know the actual real story. Like, obviously, if I bought it off the original owner, I'd love to know how it got into this state, because it is destroyed. Was it like this before you parked it up? Was it like mint when you parked it up? I don't know. So this is gonna have to come off and up, I'm assuming. The cardboard on the back of this door, it's probably gonna fall to pieces, not gonna lie, but we'll give it a go anyway. Ooh. Ooh. Nice. How is this thing coming undone? Like, this should be full of water and should be just dry rotted. It's all glued behind. Oh, mate. I didn't even break a clip. Did not even break a clip. The door card is actually mint. Oh man, that's wicked. That's so good. Alright, be careful of that. Oh look, brand new under here. Let me get in there. Yes, I know. You're probably thinking, oh my god, why has he just done that? Because I need to get inside. I need to get inside here. Alright. Look at that, there's the ashtray. Ooh. I think that's rust. We'll put that back in now. Ooh. Just don't look behind it. Alright, now I need to get this underneath and up there. Right, so as you can see, that is well, from a distance you can barely tell. So that's really annoying because that was so hard to get that in its factory position, which makes me believe that if I tiger seal it, I'm gonna get it everywhere. And number two, if I pop rivet it, I'm not gonna like it. But in the grand scheme of things, it does look good. It does look good. Look, from here you can barely even tell. Obviously you get closer. Look at that, that's such a good fit, man. Best bit of metal I've ever kept. So yeah, I'm not quite sure what to do about that, annoyingly. I really don't want to fuck it up. This is such a struggle trying to get this to stay there. I don't know how to go about it. It's really, really hard. I can't get my whole hand up there. I can't get my arm up there. I can barely get any bit of wood in there due to the, I need to shoehorn it in and twist it around. I'm struggling. If there was a hole right here, that'd be great. But I'm not going to drill a hole for that. This here is like all the mechanism. I do believe I haven't opened it. Yeah, I can't really. Oh, I might be able to get underneath it. Oh, I might be able to get my hand in there. I need to find a plan because, I think I've decided I really don't want to pop rivet that on. It looks factory fresh. That's what we like. Love that. I'm gonna take my jumper off. Get a bit more extra millimeters in there. That's so annoying because it's held there. I got a bit of wood in there. There's a bit of metal in the bottom of the door. There's a bit of floorboard in there as well. But it's held in position. To get that there was, great difficulty. I cannot lie. I don't know how to go about it. I really don't want to pop rivet it. Although now would be the perfect time to pop rivet it. If I pop rivet it, do you reckon I could just paint the heads brown? It's tricky. It's tricky. I don't know what to do. I can't get in there. It's so far up the door that I can't glue it, and I think I'll get it fucking everywhere. And then even so, you have to get a lot on there because it's quite a heavy bit of metal to be glued there, just hanging from it. I think I'm gonna pop rivet it. Them, and then just touch the heads in brown because. Right, if we go to my template, we can see that that's actually much longer than it needs to be. And as you can see, I've started taping it off. I think what I'm going to do is get the plate out, put it on this, and then I sort of outlined where that's going to be. And then I'm going to do a hard edge around, just so it's all covered up. Tiger seal on the outside of that. And then I'm going to basically pull this skin very gently, slide it in, get it in there, take the tape off. Oh, actually, I'll squish it against it, then I'll take the tape off little bit by little bit. I'll even have to get a pick in like these areas, I imagine. And then, leave it overnight to dry, and hopefully it stays there. I think that's the plan. I'm mainly doing this so I don't get any tiger seal on the actual rust because, well, that'll take away from what it actually is. So there is tiger seal in there, as much as I can get in there. It's very minimal in there. I don't want to put loads in there, and it basically, doesn't want to come out. But there's nothing holding that in at the minute. That's literally wedged under here somehow. So I'm going to prop the bottom up here I'm gonna get some clamps and hopefully I can get a clamp around the door and hold it tight, put something heavy against it. Yeah, hopefully it doesn't ooze out, but if it does ooze out, I'll try and make sure it doesn't go everywhere. I wish I had the window down right now. Oh, that's not working. There's a little bit of tiger seal there, I can't lie, but it's tight up against here, which is where most of it is. There's some on there as well, which you need to basically hold that tight. Alright, I'll show you the inside. Glued on there. Once it's dry, I'll then obviously take all the wood out and I'll do a seam of that sealer all the way around, because I can't get to that bit at the minute, but I can just get through this door and just get my finger in there. But yeah, that's how you fix a door that's absolutely on its last legs. So if you're watching this and thinking, what an absolute idiot, you're in the wrong place, buddy. Restored. Right, while we got the sealant out, there's something that I need to glue back on. So I'm gonna make sure we have a key that works in there. Basically that key turns it and then that gets all up and involved in there, and that's the seal for the fuel cap, which I didn't click until the other night. That's what that was. Glue that on, use those clamps. Bosh! One tube of sealant at a time. This car is getting much better. I also have to do this one as well. I think I'll do that today. Probably glue these old badges in. I love how this is going to be an episode of me just gluing stuff back on. Right, so figured out that the keys actually do work, and if I get the fuel cap in the perfect position, the key can hold it completely shut and I don't have to use any clamps. I just glue it, shut the door and forget about it. So yeah, here's some more restoration tips from me. That's quite a lot. Just like making a cake, this. Exactly the same. And then, what we're going to do is we're going to Picasso the living daylights out of it, like this. Oh, some of you are going to be watching this like, oh my God, I can't believe he's doing this. You know what I say to that? I don't care. I don't care. Get a little bit around here. Bring that. Guarantee you, this is exactly what they do on like, what was it? What's that place called? Garage place? What's that American company? Gas Monkey Garage, mate. I 100% put my life on it. There's a whole ton of this going on. That is probably way too much. I'm just waiting for it to all ooze out. Oh, it has oozed out. There's a little pinhole in it. Anyway, we get this key in. The key is like nearly working, so that'll do. That was the first time. Perfect. That couldn't have gone any easier. It's annoyed me that someone's painted this, but it's not bad. It's not the end of the world. Now to glue some badges on before the time seal runs out. Can you see that there? It's proper like corroded, pin smashed off the back. We've got one pin on it. Basically just gonna do a couple of blobs along there and in that pin so it pushes in to the hole. And then on this one, the deluxe badge, it's actually broken. I'm gonna try and get the thinnest layer of Tiger Seal on it because it's gonna push through otherwise. But I'm gonna make sure it actually fits in the hole first. Hang on. Oh mate, that's on. God, that is on. It's just snapped in the middle. Right. Keep that one like that. That one, as you can see, there's Tiger Seal everywhere, but it's really thin and there's not a lot I can do about it. But from here, you can't see it. But yeah, this is the Mazda badge we need. 1, 2, 3, Mazda. This one's gonna be a little tricky. I can't lie. I got it in there, and well, to be honest, I can't even get it out. I need to turn it around. I sort of like pushed it in there quite hard, and I'm gonna try and get it out now. And yeah, whoops. It's so balanced. But yeah, you can see the crumbs on the top there that I've just glued back on. That's better than nothing. That magnet is like the perfect balance on there to hold it upright. I don't really know how other way I'm gonna do that. So that will do. There's like Tiger Seal all the way around here inside. So yeah, that's better than what it was. That bit of Tiger Seal on there I can probably pick off once it's done. And now for my final transformation, I'm going to clean the windows with my lovely sponsor here, Stana Gloss. Where is the glass cleaner? It's in here somewhere. Here it is at the back. Huge thank you to Cam again for sending me all this. What a guy. He sorted me out. I'm going to be using that for the rest of my life because all my cars look like this. My petrol can as well, which everyone has. They put all their detailing stuff in there. That is outside in the rain, going rusty because I bare metal some of it. And it's white, so it should match this car, but I think I might bare metal all of it, let it rust, put his sticker on, paint the outside white again, and then take the sticker off and let it rust that way. It's got a couple of dents and stuff in it as well. I just wanted it to look like, well, it's gonna look like this car, but in the can, you know what I mean? Get the can in. So, we've got some dusty windows. This will transform the car. It'll make it look like a new car, absolutely. There you go. Clean windows, clean the tires, clean the trims. They actually come out like immaculate. New car, absolutely. New car. You can't deny that. Look at that. What I will say is, if you've been watching the channel, you know that I had the Hillman Imp before this, and I polished that patina because I could just tell that the paint was going to come up really nice. Now, I know the paint will come up really nice in this because if we go at the back, look at that paint there. I've not even put a bloody sponge on that, but you can see how nice and new the paint is here. Obviously that was never in any sunlight. So this paint should come up decent. It's really dusty at the minute, so it's really dull. But the difference between this patina is the fact that it's all like streaky like this. And if we polish this, like all these little bits here, they'll all disappear. all this like rusty bleeding effect there, that'll go. So we don't want to get rid of that because that looks really cool. Oh no, what's that? What is that? That is like really bleeding out there. I don't know if it was like that before or not. Anyway, I like this, like that. So it will get washed, obviously, it's really dusty, but like probably just use fairy liquid in a bucket, just jet wash it off, just a light brushing on the top, just to get rid of like the general grime and shit. And yeah, that'll be that. I think I'm gonna give this a go tomorrow, repair that. Someone's sprayed over this in white paint at some point, which is annoying, but yeah, I'm going to give that a go tomorrow because Formula One's on now. And yeah, it's coming together. I've actually found some wheels for this car already. You know, I said in the last video that this car has very weird stub pattern, 4x120. The fact of the matter is, I've already found some in the UK at a cheap price. So, and it's been on there for ages because I sent them to my mate ages ago and he nearly bought them and just decided against it because the car was rubbish. But I've messaged him, I'm just waiting for a reply. So hopefully they're still available because they're the right stub pattern, pretty much perfect size. Might need to relive a pair, but it's a full set of 4 in the UK, not far away from me. And they'll look so good on this car. Next day, I'm gonna try and do this front panel here. Mainly this hole here is what I want to do because it's just sharp. I think I said it in the video, but yeah, it's like someone's pushed on it and ruined the strength of it. So yeah, I want to basically mimic this shape. Luckily, it's like pretty much straight line from here. Straight. So I could just basically make a template off this bit here, and then I can actually get behind it just here. So I should be able to wedge something in there. And then I might do the same on here, just make a little panel, shoehorn it in, and yeah, try and make that front panel look a bit better than it already is. What is annoying is that it's got some aerosol or something on it, which is, well, it's not very good because it clearly doesn't match the rest of the patina. It is straight over the top of rust, so I might just try some thinners on that, see if that white comes off with a bit of thinners. Because if it goes brown like the rest of it, that'd be sound, but yeah, it does stick out a little bit. It's annoying. Now what do I do? It is definitely darker. I'm gonna go over the whole front aerosol sprayed area. Risky business, you know, risky business. Because if it goes horrible, then it's gonna look shit. But it is clearly darker than the white, so it can't look any worse, I don't think. Oh, that's so much better. That is so much better. Obviously, it's now darker than the rest of the rust. However, it's obviously still damp from thinners, so I'm assuming it will brighten up a little bit. If I was to rub that, it gets a little darker, so maybe it's just a little bit damp. It will obviously dry out and, you know, blend a little bit more, but that rust there matches that rust there, and that's different to the bonnet. So yeah, there's all this rust on like the outer edge is really dark, including the door, and then up here it's like really light, so I don't know. This bottom edge is like pushed down, so I'm gonna just tap it up with a hammer and dolly and hopefully get some shape back into it, because that rounded edge is just not there anymore. Now I just need to make like a wedge, basically. Holds that up as well. There's like a lip here. So if I can get something that goes sort of in and then back up again, I might be able to make the whole thing in one panel. But if not, we'll see. Because the bow starts here and dips down. So if I can get the panels to go as high up the front panel as possible, the more likely I'm going to be able to, you know, hold that up for it. I'm not going to be able to get a big panel in from the back. Look at that. These little holes, so I can't get a full length panel like that in there. It's going to have to be a lot more skinnier. Cardboard piece. Now to make it into metal. This is such a tight fit. That should fit nicely underneath there. I'm gonna tuck it in a little bit more. But yeah, that's how you're gonna do that. That should slot in there nicely. There is an ever so slight curvature in it. That needs to be like ever so slightly. That is annoying. You can just see it's like tight there, and then in the gap. I need to shrink the metal to get the shrinker out. Right, so this is a shrinker. So what this does, there's some teeth in there. You put this in there, just can handle up like that. You pull it down and it basically pinches the metal, both sides, and it basically shrinks the metal, and then that makes a small curvature in there, so you can sort of see it's ever so slightly bent, and it was dead straight, so hopefully that's perfect amount of radius for the front panel, because it's only ever so slightly, but if not, we can come back, put it in there a bit more, and see where we stand. So you look, tight there, tight in the middle, tight around there. Winners. I think we have some rust repairs going on here. This one here, you can see that where that swage line is there. That's the panel, it's folded together. So I can't get right up against it, but I've glued a patch underneath and my torch is holding it. There's another one here. I've obviously got this panel sort of glued in there. What I have done on this one was I put a screw in there, right underneath and just there, and that stopped it twisted basically, so it's behind the panel, so the panel can't go any further back when I pinch it. So yeah, that's in there. When it's all glued down, I'll just hammer and dolly that a little bit more, close that gap up, and it should be decent. And I did another one there, a little patch there, and now I gotta do this one as well. I'm gonna leave this, and I think I'm gonna leave that one. I think. Maybe I'll chuck it in there, I don't know. I'll figure it out. Because it's like all painted around there. I don't know. Yeah, fuck it, I'll just do that one. Where do you stop with the holes? Like, you can't just keep going, otherwise I might as well just fix it all, but. I only fixed the front panel because, you know, it's sharp on the front. And then the policeman, when he eventually pulls me over, he's not got a lot to say, so we might as well just do it, you know what I mean? And I couldn't get the dent out that I was talking about. The metal was so stretched where someone's pushed on it, I was never going to be able to get it straight again, so I just sort of embraced the dent that we've got, and yeah, that'll be that basically. This one's dried. Look at that swage line. That fits nicely in there. Looks like it's meant to be there. Yeah, I was thinking about putting a little bit of clear RTV around this edge, just in this gap here, because obviously this is part of the headliner area. So I just want to really make sure that this doesn't get water in, because obviously the headliner is immaculate. But the rest of it, like the door and stuff, doesn't really matter to me. So yeah, plan a little bit of clear RTV on that one, but it's the same shape. I even like the fact that the fold looks like it's just like the second layer, like it's double skinned or something. Good job. And the door is done. I need to get that little bit of RTV off there. I think I might try get a bit of super glue on that bit. Super glue on that bit. Actually, do you know what? There you go, that's done. There you go, that's done. I must say, that is legit. The fact that the door like fold line is exactly the same as well, and just a genius, isn't I? Let's be honest, genius. Where do you stop? Where do you stop? Good repair. See? RTV gone. Can't see it. Mint. Just a razor blade. Cut the edge off. Brand new razor blade. Nice! Nice. Nice. Stand there for a bit and it should stay there. Right, I'm going to attempt to do this one as well. Just smacked that, there's like sealant or seam sealer under there. So I'm going to just basically cut that out like that so I can get underneath it. This one is already there. You see, you just cut that out, hit it with a hammer, and then just stick a bit of plate underneath there. And then hopefully I can hammer it from the top, pinch it, and it blends in. Yes, I know it's not flush, but it's also rotten, so you're not going to have a return edge on there. So I thought I'll bring it down here, make it look like it's part of it, and I tapped on this edge here to sandwich it in there. Job's a good one. Now I just gotta wait for tomorrow to let this dry, and then I'll show you. What I will say is, on the panel I put on the inside of here, I didn't put any glue on the bottom of it at all, for the sheer fact that I knew that that dent is gonna naturally pull down, but when we let off, it's gonna bring it back up. So it'll bring it back up, and then I'll just hit this over with a hammer, and it should look better than I imagined, basically. But there is quite a bit of a dent in there, but it will pull the panel up that we've glued in there. So that's my thought process. I think after these holes have been filled, I don't think I'm going to do any more of the hole filling. Obviously there's a couple more, but generally speaking, if I start going and doing all of them, then they'll stick out more than they actually stick out now, if that makes sense. Obviously the one on the door, absolutely necessary. The one on the roof, absolutely necessary. This one was to keep, the policeman happy. Yeah, I think the rest of it is not really a problem. I think the sills and stuff, if I left those, that'd be like really taking the piss. But yeah, you gotta somehow stay inside the law. It only takes some guys driving around in a piece of shit like this to get everyone else in the car scene in trouble. That's what a lot of people don't understand. If you're doing this modified car stuff, try and keep in the law, because it only takes like one person to drive an absolute death trap on the road. Those that get involved, and then they go, oh look, that MOT exemption law, it's no good. We should sack that, and then we'd all have a lot more trouble. So keep the policeman happy. Oh, and if you're wondering, this is what I'm using. Up to 80 degrees and minus 40 degrees, and permanently seal and bond body panels and trim. Sound? Right, before this video ends, I know it's really long already, but I just want to tidy up one thing on this car, which is, it shouldn't bother me, but it does. There's basically not a single dent on this car, like anywhere. Like, it's literally untouched. Every single corner panel, it's all straight until you get to here, and there's a massive dent, and you can see that that has literally happened after, like, it's been moved or somewhere, potentially in that guy that I got it from. That's happened at a later date, so I'm going to try and push that out from the inside. If I can get behind it, I think it might just pop out because it's very loose. That's better, but not perfect. That's too deep. It was just annoying me because you knew for a fact that that was done after the rest of this. So, like, that's why I just wanted to push that dent out. It looks a little bit better. It's not so blatantly in your face. There's a massive dent now. So, yeah. But it's just mad how the rest of the car's got, like, no dents on it at all apart from that. And, yeah, it's just a fresh mark of where it's actually been hit. Oh, well. I don't know how that goes on, actually. More broken clips, I imagine. How does that go on? Is it actually broken? Might get some more glue on that. Oh no. Ah, right, okay. They're all loose. Oh man. I might need to get this out. They literally just sat on there. They're just glued on top. There'll be more glue on this one. Anyway, I've also started gluing the door trims on. Let that dry overnight. Mint. Right, next day, let's hope this is all stuck and I've not wasted my entire time. Please just stay there, all of this stuff. Not bad. It works. There's the dent there. Don't push it. Oh man, that looks good. It looks presentable. We've got to get rid of that sealant there. But in the grand scheme of things, we're done. It's like an actual thing. Nice. Please tell me this works. Oh, a bit of glue's oozed out. That's all right. It's only on the glass. Result. Nice. Moment of truth. Moment of truth. Does the window go down? Nice. Does the window come back up? Nice. Winners. It looks decent, man. The whole shape has held its own. Obviously, I said I was going to embrace this dent here, as you can probably see there. The metal's stretched. You'll never get the metal to unstretch. So just embrace the dent right there, and we're good. Just need to glue this on here, and I think we won't have to glue anything else onto the car. I already know full well that this video is going to be super long. I am going to upload it all in one go, so it's going to be a long video. If you've watched it to the end, thank you very much, because I know it's going to be long. Yeah, hope you enjoyed that, and I assure you that I can actually do real repairs, real rust repairs, like actually hold some strength and stuff, but like we said, this is all for aesthetics, and to be honest, it doesn't really affect anyway. So now my next job is to, pull the brakes off, get those rebuilt, get the slave on, get this car driving nicely down the road under its own steam, get the exhaust on, and yeah, turn it into my new winter daily and see if I can dissolve it before the end of winter. But yeah, thanks for watching. Goodbye.